Hello and welcome back. I haven't made a video since the video I made and barely uploaded, but I just felt the need to record and upload today because I have been going through it, but not like in a negative way. Let me get my journal because I have some facts I want to point out. But since the Leo full moon, I have just felt so much emotions come up and so much emotions, just so much everything come. And it has felt like, what does this mean? I've always, not always, I don't want to say that word, but I have been very good at purifying and taking care of my emotions and letting them fly and not tie or attach myself to them or drag them, except for this month of February. Since the Leo full moon, post full moon, I have felt so many things. I've just felt so much heaviness, so much like uncertainty, so much questions, so much doubt running through my head, so much anxiety, and it has really made me go so much deeper into my trainings, to really bring myself to my body and be in the present. But I've noticed how, obviously, when I have anxiety, I'm always running from wanting to be present. And then I got my moon, and when I got my moon, I really thought, oh, this is gonna be a piece of cake this week. I've been feeling great, no pain, no nothing, and I got humbled. Let me tell you, I was humbled by my moon. She really was like, honey girl, like you're not there yet. You might be sometimes, but right now let's talk about it. Let's bring all this up. And so I experienced like this really sharp, deep pain in my womb, and I knew right away, like, okay, this kind of pain is like, I haven't dealt with it for a while, and I remember this pain, and I know what it is. And so I just cried. I cried to the pain, and I allowed myself to feel the pain. And I think one thing about me is that I store a lot of my emotions. It's not healthy, but I'm very used to it. I like to not have to deal with them, not have to anything, and more if it's like really big emotions that I'm like uncomfortable to talk to anybody about. Like in particular, if it involves other people, I'm just like, okay, well, I'll deal with it myself. Blimp, let it go. But my moon really was like, no, there's a lot of undealt with emotion, a lot of undealt with pain, and a lot of undealt with trauma, because the more I train, the more I heal myself, the more I uncover all of these scars that are here. And my biggest one, which is funny because it's February, and you know, February, everyone talks about love, 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 Valentine's Day, blah, 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 blah. For me this time, it has felt like love, self, so much self-love. And I think I went through a period where I was really just giving out so much when I had just figured out to give all that to myself. And I thought, oh, okay, I can balance both now. I know that I have to give to myself, but I have to give to them, to others, as I give to myself. But then I realized, no. Like, it's a give and take situation, but you have to daily give to yourself 10 times more than what you give to someone else. And so I learned that one the hard way, because I had to get like very severe pain for me to identify, like, oh, I think I just like was so thin with everything, like me being Elastigirl, like and I was bounced back to me. And I was told, like, okay, simmer down, time to sit with yourself. And since the pain, I have really just been sitting with myself like now. But I noticed how uncomfortable at first it can feel to sit with yourself. And, you know, for the past 12 months, I have been doing nothing but learning to sit with myself and really being comfortable with myself and being comfortable alone and dealing with all this on my own. And doing it through practices and doing it through different spiritual ways. And now I've hit this point where like I have all these things, I have all these ways to help me. It's just relearning, relearning that I have to daily give myself love. I have to daily be the one to pour into my cup, like heaven pours into my cup. And I think I went a while where I just felt so like, I guess like shocked and surprised at how unhealthy my love traits were to myself, and how unhealthy it was that I didn't have an expectation for how someone should love me, because I had such a low expectation of that I didn't realize, like, wow, honey, like you have to put yourself on a higher level than what you really did put yourself in. Because younger me just was like so insecure and so like so much self-hatred, and allowed just the shittiest of love, and that became my manual of love, you know what I mean? Like it became my habitual thing of when I meet someone, or how I let someone treat me, or how I'm okay with being this hidden thing when it should never be that way. And the more that I have been really getting in touch with my love and my sexuality and everything about that, so much of this gets brought up, and it's really uncomfortable to deal with it, because who wants to admit like, oh wow, I really don't know how to love, or I really don't know how to be loved. But in reality, it's like, yes, we have to do it ourselves, so then we know how others can love us. And so it has brought me to the topic of, this is like such a long intro, I'm like 6 minutes, and this has brought me to the topic of how it's okay not to know how to love yourself. Like, loving yourself is a learning process. It's not going to be this one-time thing of like, oh, I broke up with this guy, I love myself. Okay, a month later, you're going to feel lonely, you're going to have all these things come up, you're not going to love yourself. You have to always, every day, you have to choose to love yourself. And that is something I'm learning, is that it's not easy to choose it every day. Sometimes you get so caught up with all these other things that you forget to love yourself. But this is the message, this is the daily practice, the reminder, the building the healthy habits of like every day we have to look at ourselves in the mirror. Every day you go to the bathroom to wash your face, to go use the bathroom. In that moment, you're looking at yourself in the mirror. Give yourself love. Tell yourself you look beautiful. Tell yourself you love yourself. Don't look in the mirror and be like, what can I fix? What do I need to change? Like, no, we should be cutting that kind of energy out, and we should be putting so much more self-love energy. Because I've noticed when I've really gave myself love to myself, it's brought me to where I am now. It's brought the people that I love deeply in my heart, and that I've created life partnerships with. I've like created my life partners here. I've met my people. I have found myself. I have found my sexuality. I've noticed that there should be no gender behind who you love. If you love this person, you love this person, no matter what gender, no matter what identification, no matter what they go by. You should just love, and that should never be a problem. But I think in society we've grown up to like learn the opposite, and it's actually really hard to like deprogram yourself from what you learned growing up. It's like actually so fucking hard. And you're not alone in it. Like, please, you're not alone. This love thing is like a few month roller coaster for me. It's like always constantly like, how can I love myself more? How can I love myself more deeply? How can I love myself more authentically? And it's just by choosing to be with yourself every day. Even in the moments where you get weary and you're like, oh, there's nobody I can run to. Like, no, run to yourself. That's the universe. That's heaven showing you, baby, it's time for you to give yourself time for you. And I think that's always been a hard point for me. One, I'm a Libra. I love to be with people. Two, I'm an only child, so I hate being alone. Like, I grew up hating being alone. So it was really hard. But now I've learned that, like, it can be a healthy thing if you choose to be. Like, I also don't want to isolate and be like, oh, I don't want to see anybody. No, it's about finding a balance in both. Being okay with, like, having 3 fucking days back to back of being with people. Then, okay, realize you need to recharge your energy, but with yourself. And that's what my period has taught me, is like, love yourself enough to be alone. love yourself enough to be in those uncomfortable situations so that you can grow and learn from them. Because in the moment you're in that uncomfortable situation sitting with yourself, you realize how much comes up, how much of the answers of what you're looking for comes up. So my message to you is to love yourself, to truly unapologetically, uniquely love yourself. And if that means like doing yourself up head to toe and going out, do it. If that's taking yourself out for a walk, do it. If that's sitting in front of your camera talking to yourself or making content, do it. Whatever it is that brings you nourishment, do it. And it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Like, as long as you're filling your cup, that's what matters. And then you're allowed to fill everyone else's cup. And just remember that loving yourself is not easy. Loving yourself comes in so many aspects. I used to think once I accepted my body and I loved my body that I would love myself completely and utterly. But it's like, no, it's more than that. It's not just about your body image. It's not just about how you're dressed, what friends you have, but it's really taking all the layers off of identification. Like, you identify as a girl, you identify as someone's best friend, you identify as someone's daughter, you identify as a healer. Take all those layers off and just see yourself bare naked, bare as this soul. Do you love yourself that way? Are you going to accept yourself that way as for who you really are? And I say yes. I say you should. I say yes to loving myself in all those ways. Loving myself in the worst way, when my ego is at the highest, or when I am the depressed person that can't get out of bed. I will love myself. Because there's something, one thing my master told me that I cannot get over is the way you love your lovers, the way you love your family, the way you love your best friends, all that kind of love, you have to be able to pour that into yourself. Pour that love that you give to them on a daily to yourself, and see how much that changes everything. Anyways, I just wanted this to be a little short ramble talking about loving ourselves, because I feel like loving ourselves is a journey, and it's an endless journey, because as you get older, your body will change, your life will change, your mental health will change. You'll always have to keep learning to love yourself, because you'll always keep growing. You're never going to be the same person. And that should never be a scary thing. And it is, though. But it is. It shouldn't be, but it is. Because change can be scary. And to me, change is terrifying. And when I have so much change, I get a lot of anxiety. And all I can do is love myself and hold myself and tell myself it's okay. So I hope you can hug yourself tightly, and you can tell yourself it's all okay, to have faith, to trust, to love, and most importantly, to just be present. Just be here in this moment. Look up, look down, see where you are, and appreciate it. Because once you appreciate where you are, even in the shittiness, even in the ugliness, even in the heaviness, that's when the light starts coming in. Because it sees, they're grateful for even this when it's low. So let's bring them up. Anyways, yeah, this is all for today. I'll see you guys next time. Peace and love. I hope you guys are having a great day.